some of the most important information about the brakes on your motorcycle and the braking technique you need to be practicing. Now remember, the front brake is always going to provide the most stopping power, and while the rear brake does provide a little bit of braking, it's really only good for slow speed maneuvers and keeping yourself balanced. Now the reason why we don't use the rear brake is as our momentum is going forward and down, our rear tire actually starts to lift up a little bit and lose some traction. So let's put this idea to the test. I'm going to go about 25 miles an hour and try to come to a stop using only the rear brake. Then we're going to use only the front brake. All right, so here we go. We're going to get up to about 25 miles an hour and come to a complete stop with only the rear brake. So that was about as smooth and controlled using rear brake only as I would like. All right, now let's do the same thing with front brake only. So as you can see, we stopped significantly sooner. As we slow down with that front brake, all our momentum is starting to go forward and down, which causes the front tire to compress more into the ground, which creates a bigger contact patch, providing us more grip and stopping power. Now, with that being said, the most important thing is you still operate the brakes correctly. Otherwise, you risk washing out the front end or fishtailing the rear tire. So let's go ahead and go over the proper braking technique you'll need to use in any and all situations, especially emergency braking. Now, the best way to think about using the front brake is to squeeze the brake and not to grab or pull the brake. Now, a good reference to think about is imagine you're making lemonade and you have a lemon in your hand and you're squeezing out the juice. You wouldn't just grab the lemon like this, you would squeeze it. Another way you can think of this is if you're counting down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You wouldn't skip any numbers. You wouldn't go 10, 8, 7, 1. So always make sure it's a squeeze of the brakes, never a grab of the brakes. Now, just because it's a very smooth motion does not mean you have to do it slow. You can still do it quick, you just have to be smooth with it. So same thing, squeeze the brakes and we come to a complete stop. Now, if you're not comfortable with this yet and you don't think you can brake quickly and efficiently at various speeds, it really doesn't make any sense to be riding out on the main road, because this is a skill that will absolutely keep you safer and it'll keep you from getting into an accident that was avoidable had you actually practiced and had this skill. What's your excuse for not practicing?